What is going on, everybody? Hello and welcome. Thank you guys for tuning in for another video. Today I'm going to be going back and taking a look at one of the first builds that I actually made and uploaded to YouTube, or I guess the first build, and that's going to be my fire crit Necro Skelemancer. And before, this was something that I pushed pretty high in arena. I pushed to like 240 plus waves, 248, something like that, in a weekend on solo self-found. This was a build that I created during one of Vision's tournaments, and yeah, this build is really awesome for anyone who loves minions, as it is capable of doing monoliths and pushing arena to very high levels, especially whenever you get this build fleshed out and fully working. So with the build, as you can see, we have our Skelly Mages, Summon Skeleton, Bone Curse, Dreadshade, Red Blood. So as you can see here, obviously we're going to be having minions and they're just going to be attacking. So pretty basic, as you can see. We have our Skeleton Archers here doing about 5-6k damage, somewhere around there, and then our Skelly Mages hitting a little bit higher than that at 7-8k, and this is without our Bone Curse and Dreadshade put down. So when we throw it on Bone Curse and pop off Dreadshade here, you're going to see that damage goes up to about 12-11k for the Skeleton Archers and 14-15k for these Skeleton Mages. Now, that is a lot of damage, and you can see that we can keep this up. We just keep throwing down our Bone Curse and throwing on Dreadshade. We can keep this damage up. We're doing a lot of damage. So that's kind of the build. You'll see in the gameplay kind of how it's utilized in arena and also monoliths. But that's pretty much the gist of it. For these skills and the specialization trees, we have Rip Blood here, which we're going to be coming up and grabbing Necromancer into Stench of Blood. This is going to allow us to prioritize where our minions attack and who they attack just by casting Rip Blood. And from there, we'll come down here and get the Blood Splatter chance and grab Infused Frenzy for the attack and cast speed, as well as the mana granted 3 just to sustain our mana, quenching for HP, and then hematology for some additional HP. Rip Blood is going to be used to target various enemies with our minions and be able to control who they kill and aim at, as well as apply Bone Curse. And in Bone Curse, we're going to be using this mainly for Bone Prison. With Bone Prison, we can get a lot of flat HP and essentially get it down to a 6-7 second cooldown. I think it's 6 seconds, which will be in line with our Dreadshade. And Bone Prison has a 20-second duration. They count as minions, and so all our buffs will apply to them, and we can put on Dreadshade on the Bone Prison wall, which will taunt enemies and therefore bring them to the wall segment that you've tagged and ignore you, so you can avoid damage. This is complete mitigation of damage if you utilize Bone Prison correctly and precisely. As well with this, we are going to be getting Kill Threshold and Cursed Limbs to cast Bone Prison or Bone Curse on hit after we cast it, and this allows us to get Kill Thresh onto our enemies and therefore allow our minions to kill things a lot faster, as they don't have to, eliminate 12% of each enemy's HP that they attack, since Bone Curse will be applied. And so every time we cast our Bone Prison and use it as a taunt, we start casting Rip Blood and it applies Bone Curse. For our summon skeletons, we just want to grab pretty much all the bonuses to max number of skellies, remove the warriors as we just want archers, and once we grab all these maximum number of skellies, we'll just start dumping it into necrotic conviction to get damage, 1 point into fire arrow, and then also this damage up here, some more damage so we can get even more damage on our skeletons. And I'll have bonus the extra points from gear and stuff added in on the sheet on the planner. And there are various ways you can use those extra points. So you could continue to get damage and attack speed, maybe even a few more arrows for more clear. Or you can come down here and grab the cooldown recovery speed, so our archers will cast the fire arrow more often, and you can get another point in here, as I said, for clear. For summon skeleton mage, we are going to be coming down here to grab our for skeleton mage, we are going to be coming down here and grabbing pyromancers, then removing all the other mages with Inferno, grabbing the additional number of skeletons here, start dumping into adaptive spell damage to get our mages more damage, grab extra projectiles, grab attack and cast speed, and then fill out for health gain on crit and base crit chance. And then for our Dreadshade, we want to come all the way down for the taunt so that we can utilize this to taunt enemies to our bone prison. Grab the buffs minions not inside area, so that way it buffs everything outside of the area and away from the bone prison rather than those around it. And our minions are ranged, so they'll stay outside of the zone and be able to shoot the enemies that are attacking the bone segment. And then we want to come and get damage, yourself and allies affected, attack and cast speed, and then fill out here and get the armor just for fun, extra defense layer. And that's going to be it for our skills. Next we'll take a look at passives. And for the passives, we are going to be grabbing Forbidden Knowledge until we can get Dark Rituals, and then after that we'll max this out and dump points into either of these. You get 20 points into Acolyte, and then in Necromancer we can grab Risen Army until we can get to Blood Armor, and then get Mortal Tether up to a few points until you can get the maximum number of skeletons here. Then dump any points that you have into flat damage here until you get to the next stage. We want to get the minion attack and cast speed here, the River of Bones node here, 3 to travel up to Tyrant's Legion so we can get our extra skeletons, 3 points here for flat damage, and then we want to be able to get the Disciples of Necromancy, and we can fill out Rite of Undeath for defenses and ensure that we have points to get up here for this extra minion critical multiplier and chill chance, and then finish out with minion haste and frenzy duration, and fill out any bottom nodes that also got missed in our way up to traveling, like Effigies and Moonlight Pyre. And that'll be it for the passives. Next to the items. And for our idols and items, for the idols, it's going to be pretty simple. We'll just grab flat skeleton and skeleton mage critical strike chance, as well as shared critical strike chance on this extra space here. And that'll basically be it. There's various ways that you can go with this in terms of additional suffixes and the prefix on this idol, but it didn't really matter as long as you have the main ones here that I said. For uniques that we'll be utilizing, you'll need Eric's Bones. With the latest patch, this is going to be the best weapon you can run on multiple minions, as it will boost your damage quite a bit. And then a Death Rattle. The Death Rattle here is going to be one that you can get pretty early, level 36, so get this and gamble for it if you can as soon as possible, as the minion critical strike multiplier is huge damage boost for minions. For our other gear, you just want to get critical strike chance and minion regen on your helm, fill out defenses as needed. For chests, critical strike chance for skeletons, the flat, make sure you get flat on both of these, and then you can get plus the skills on think chest, and I think for helm we'll just keep the health regen. I don't think we're getting a plus to skill that actually benefits us, but I think you can get summon skeleton on the chest, so get that. And then for our belt, we'll want minion health, and I think you can get minion regen on this as well, so you want to get that for your belt. For rings, minion health and intelligence, minion health and intelligence, fill out defenses as needed. Gloves, minion health and int again. Same with boots, you want movement speed and minion health. Actually, I don't know if you can roll, these might be legacy boots, but you can get intelligence if minion health doesn't roll on these. And then for our relic, you want to grab minion health regen and the plus to summon skeleton mage skill, and then fill out defenses as needed. For shield, you can't run minion health regen because it's a legacy. This is from, it didn't get updated with patch. I haven't upgraded my gear since the new patch, but for this, just go ahead and get minion health and block chance. And now I'll clip to some gameplay. Peace out, guys. See you later.